Welcome to our Dance Journeys podcast. My name is Pirita. And for this one, it's really be interesting because we had this chat on 27th of May, the first time. And then unfortunately, when we kind of listening way back on the kind of editing the videos and editing the recording, I heard that it has this little echo on the back. So yeah, I decided to invite Eveliina again. So Eveliina was our 12th guest already. So this is 12th episode. And yeah, I'm also now, I came interested of hearing also how this, after these few months, what has maybe changed in Eveliina's mind, in her journeys. But we are now recording it, and it's not live chat. So yeah, we don't have any questions of taking like we usually have in our live chat. But yeah, I have a lot of questions, which I'm excited to start asking Eveliina. But I'm going to first let Eveliina to a little bit introduce yourself, where you are, what do you do, so that we get a little bit sense, who is Eveliina?
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Pirita, for inviting me here again. And so my name is Eveliina, and I'm from Finland, but I live in Germany. And I've been dancing with Pirita 1.5 years, right? Yes. And I started dancing when I was little with maybe ballet and samba, and also I did figure skating. And that's how I started dancing. And then I just danced here and there, sometimes more, sometimes less. And yes, and one year and a half ago, I found Pirita's program, and here I am.
Yeah, great. And yeah, now you're mostly you are a student, right? So you're
yes, I'm studying.
So otherwise, it's a lot of kind of sitting down.
Yes, writing, sitting down, no schedule. I don't really have a schedule, so I make my own schedule. And sometimes studying is that I just get carried away with the papers and my thesis, and so I have to really take care of that. I do dance and do something for my body every day.
Yeah. And so yeah, when we had this chat first time, it was around May, and yeah, it's more than a couple of months. We're living now end of November. It's just crazy how quickly this time goes. So yeah, there's a few months passed since we had this chat. But now, if you think about the whole kind of, you a little bit open already how you've been kind of dancing and kind of those moments when it's been stopping. And when I kind of asked you to come on this podcast, I asked of how could you put it in one sentence, what the dance is for you, or what it kind of been changed. And you said that is the best investment in adulthood life. What's kind of behind that? How do you find that is the best investment? What does that mean for you?
Yeah, I just when I find this groove back, I was really looking at how I would be able to get into dance again with this corona and everything. So then I think I saw the ads, and then I just very carefully put my name there, and I think I didn't even respond to the first emails, but then I somehow did. And I think behind is that I was very hesitant that because I tried to do different styles of dance, but I still didn't really get in the so much into it. So I feel like I gave myself a last chance that, okay, now I'm going to really learn how to dance different styles and make it my everyday habit or never, because I felt like I'm an adult. I am not kid anymore. I'm the responsible of my own hobbies and my health and what I learn and all this. So I think I really took it as that, okay, even though I was a student and I didn't have a job, but I took it as an investment. Okay, I have to pay something, but every month, that I will not do it only as one day here, one day there. So, and it has helped me a lot. Like I see that my memory is improved a lot with dancing, and I have learned better to express myself. I'm still in journey with that, but it's already much better. And like finding my own personality with it, and so it has helped me in many different ways.
Yeah. And I think it's often like so many of who I talk with, these ones are like when we think about ladies plus 40, plus 50, plus 60, when they're like, I wish I would have done it then. I wish I would have invested for myself on that time. Of course, it's never late.
Yeah, exactly.
Never late. But I find more and more, and I think this pandemic time has also kind of made me wonder more and more how kind of also the people who are in that kind of young adults, if we can say, plus 18, plus 20, plus 30 as well, that they would make those investments that time as well. Because then if you made those investments and you take care of your health and your body now, even if it's not saying yet much, but if you take care of it now, it will get better and better and better when you are getting older. But I feel like unfortunately, so much waking up when it's getting on that point that the body is having injuries or something is really happening before we start act on it. So yeah, really, always when you kind of come to my mind, I think you're one of these people who are like, yeah, really reminds me of like, yeah, she is putting that investment now and changing these things so that when she is getting older and older and older and older and the body gets older, yeah, she's ready for it. She can fly, and that's wonderful thing. Like that investment, honestly, it's so valuable now to make it. Well, you said that you kind of had those moments of sometimes starting dance and then having those moments of stopping. What kind of things that made you stop dancing? If you think way back when you were younger and maybe even later on, what do you find? What was those moments of things or life, or what kind of made you stop dancing?
I think when I was little, I was not so consistent and I got bored very easily. And also it's because my mother really gave me so much opportunities to try all these kind of different hobbies. So she didn't really, she was like, oh, you don't want to do this anymore? Okay, let's try something else. So it was good, but also bad because then I didn't stay in one thing always. But as an adult, I think it was more that I am very impatient. So when I didn't see the results like right away after first class, I got frustrated, and I tried, and yeah, I think the consistency is the key. And you, as my dance teacher, is much. It has been like, it's not easy, but it has been much easier because I get the support I really need. And also adults, we need support a lot when starting something like this.
Yeah. I think it's those things of what challenges us is the sometimes motivation, sometimes the life, sometimes it's just when you don't see your progress, how you kind of keep it up. But yeah, when we were also kind of having that conversation on yesterday with one of the group of members who was also saying about that, that somebody cares that you're there, how much that motivates, but also gives that support. Because as an adult, so much is on your shoulders. So that giving that little support it goes a long way to kind of keep you going in there and keep you doing it. Because even though that we think that we're doing it for ourselves, but end of the day is of course it's really motivated when you know that okay, somebody cares as well what I do and supports me on that.
Yes, and most importantly, I think you don't like you. The one day I was supposed to come for the live class and I was canceling it, and then you said like, oh well, if you want to, I don't remember how did you say it, but then I said like, okay, I'm coming. So it's really good.
Yeah, I think in those moments, it's just when we think our old habits or how we have used to do things, it so easily kicks on when it's a tiring. And I think these times when the weather is not supporting us in our energy levels at all, when it gets darker and everything, it's so easy to get kind of in those our older habits, or also the hesitation is coming. I always believe that people are not coming to dance class, there's something more deeper behind. But if we don't know it, we don't know also if you don't have that support, you might be really alone with it. But I think I have got to learn you more and more in this year. So I kind of know where is kind of maybe coming from. So also of those things that then I'm trying to see okay, of course, as a coach, I feel like I want there to support you, because I know that I kind of knew that, okay, I'm going to be totally wrong if she's going to say to me after the class, like, oh, this didn't work at all. But I kind of knew that, okay, no, I think it will work for her. So, but yeah, who never knows? But we don't know if we don't try it. But that's why I think I'm there to just kind of giving that little notch, a little push when you guys need it.
Yes, it's really helping.
Good. Good. Well, even thinking of that situation, you first felt like you were not coming on that live class, but then you came. How did you felt after that class?
I really liked it, and it really I've been doing the classes more from Vimeo, and I felt like it made more sense, like they're learning the choreography. And I didn't normally I might pause it many times when I do it, and 1 hour class might be very easy, 2 hours. But I feel like it felt shorter, obviously, because I didn't have all those pauses. And yeah, it was really nice to do it with a group and with other ladies there as well.
Yeah, yeah. And I think it's that beauty of, are we doing it at home or are we doing it at a studio? Is it a live situation, or is it just from the recorded classes? But is when you can kind of start combining them all to support you. I think that's the best thing. I think so often we still kind of think that it's one way or the other. It's just that if I just go, because so long time it was that only way to keep on dancing was that you have those dance classes in the studio. We didn't have all of these possibilities or choices so much in offer. Of course, we have always had so long time YouTube that you can kind of go, but again, it's that moment of, okay, is somebody caring if I do it or not? But now that there is all of this online live classes going and all of that world is kind of growing bigger and bigger, it's finding, I think, for everyone, what I hope is, and what I think is now you're also finding those ways that the first time when you started, it was helping you to do those classes in your own time and when it fits for you, and how it's also sometimes stopping the class and going back, that supported you. But now also then the live class of coming there, doing it with others, even you're doing it still at home, but it's just a different way. And it's just, I think it just keeps us motivated when we can do it in different ways and not think like, okay, well, I can't come to the studio or I can't get to the dance class, I'm not going to dance at all. Because I think that's a huge shame if it's on that way. Well, you have been continuing dancing now for really, I could say, really systematically going forward. And even I have seen you growing with your dancing, how it has changed a lot through this year. So what do you think, what's the biggest changes for you, if you think now in these years? And even if you think about before pandemic time and now these years.
The biggest change in me is to find really my own way to do things with my own personality in it, not copying only from you. And the biggest thing is to really realize is that it's not that there is only right way or wrong way, that there is no such a thing. Like there is a lot a lot of right ways actually to do it and find my own personality. I'm still in a journey with that, and I hope I get more into it in this upcoming year. And and I feel like it's you say I'm doing it systematically. I am still I'm still very easily criticize myself that I should do more and more. If I don't do it every day, I'm like not doing enough. But actually thinking back, I think during these years I've been with you doing this dance, I think there is just few weeks when I didn't do nothing, like which is already a lot. It's a lot of change.
Yeah. And I would bet that even in these few weeks that you haven't kind of done maybe a, so to speak, a proper dance class or the full dance class, I believe dance has been still kind of part of somehow. Have you been dancing with your friends, or maybe it's been a little groove in just when you're doing in kitchen? So
yeah, definitely. Yes, I do. Nowadays, I do. I just listen Spotify and I start like dancing myself, and or I go to clubs with my friends and I dance, and it's really nice.
Yeah. It's the dance. What I always call it is the dance has been coming as a lifestyle, and not just which is amazing training tool, training the whole body and mind, but it is when it's part of the lifestyle, it's much more easier to notice your progress, but also keeping it going, not feeling. But yeah, definitely you're also, I feel like you're one of these people who's like really committed when you start doing something. So it's like you can dance almost every day, but sometimes it just needs those weeks that you have a little bit more that social aspect and just having your own boogie, and that's still the learning is still kind of continuing there in your body, and those moments are even more valuable than doing a kind of a full class. But it's never stops, and that's why I think in so much is this in a good way as well, what this pandemic has maybe shown people, that there is so many ways to continue. Because what I felt when I was growing up with dance is this, that we went so much along with how the dance schools are open, so that then you're training a lot when it's the kind of spring or autumn. Then you have long breaks of not having a chance to kind of do anything when things are closed, and then it's just like you do all of this work and then you're kind of alone with it. But how you need to find that way of what kind of works for you, but also if you're all the time just training on your own and trying to find it on your own, it's really frustrating. So having that community around all year long is not like life suddenly stops when the Christmas starts.
Yeah, exactly. Like even during Christmas the days, I will dance for sure.
Yeah, which is amazing. So now that you kind of have found a way to continue dancing, what do you think, what has been the biggest kind of challenges or struggles that you have kind of faced, but maybe you're still a little bit struggling? You said that you are kind of wanting to find your way to dance, and that's something that you're working on now, which I kind of recognize it. Is there some other kind of challenges or struggles that you can kind of name or say that you also feel like you have kind of got forward already a little bit, or maybe they're in your back of your mind as well?
I think it's the timing, because as I said, I don't have, as I'm studying, I don't have this schedule or something. So it's the timing that I would like to start my days with dancing and then start doing my schoolwork. But it's really hard to keep that like routine that I will do it. So sometimes I just start doing my schoolwork and I just get carried with it, and then I don't do the dance, but maybe I do it next day. But these live classes have helped me now. I done it a few times now, so I think it's the key that when it's the class, I just come to the class. So it helps on this kind of this changing this habit that because then I don't feel good if I don't dance or if I don't move myself. It's not helping. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's good to notice on this. I think time is so much that we talk with everybody. We have limited time, so how to make most of it and finding these little keys, what we just need to try. And I think so much with you as well, you've been trying on different things that has worked. And sometimes it had worked maybe more that you do it from the morning. Sometimes it worked that you do some shorter ones, but feels like now it feels more that it supports you to be there in an online live situation. And that kind of helps. So
Yeah,
I think that's the beauty of dance as a training, but it has so many different styles. If we just think about dance, that it can support us so many different ways that, yeah, sometimes you might feel like you want to do now just your body and mind is like, oh, I just want to do some Latin class or I just want to do some contemporary, and you can still choose from so many things, but also then that finding these little keys that, okay, what kind of supports me on this period? Is it just going on the live class? And sounds like that's kind of helping now kind of with the timing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Fantastic. Well, we've been kind of asking now kind of end also from everyone on this question of why do you dance? So why does Eveliina dances?
I love music, and this is very hard question. I've been thinking about this when you asked this from me a few weeks ago, and I'm like, why do I dance? It just make me happy. It's just like give me a lot of energy when I do it. I feel happy. I can like be funny, and I can express myself in different ways, and it just it's just like developing me even as a person who I am. Like it's helping me a lot in many different aspects, and it's just the happiness I think is the most important with the movement and the music and that.
Yeah, you said it. You said it really well. Yeah, expressing yourself is the beauty of, I think, in the dance. How much it trains our bodies, it trains our minds, and it's all connected. Well, the last question I have for you is on what do you kind of hope for now in next couple of years, or in the looking a little bit more further in the future? What do you hope to have with dance, or how is the dance there with you? What your kind of dreams with it?
I would really like to that I dance every day. It's still my I don't want to like force it some days, like if I don't feel it, like I don't want to dance by making it this routine, like that it feels hard. I want to dance every day from happiness, that I feel that I want to dance, and I don't want to dance that it feels like a workout or something, a responsibility for me. I just want to dance that it makes me happy, and the music is taking me and I just start dancing. And yeah, I think that's and also I would like to try different styles. I like bachata, cha-cha-cha, samba, of course. And I start liking contemporary dance also more and more. I've been struggling with it a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. You're the people who are, the Latin world is more kind of taking over. So yeah, but gradually I felt like I have taken you into the contemporary world that is slowly taking it there. But yeah, it's just finding your own way, like you said. How does it sit for you?
Yeah.
Well, before we are finishing, I have asked a lot of questions from you, and how well you have kind of throughout this explained of how dance is investment, but it's a good investment for yourself. And as younger or as older we are, as when we do it, it's the best one. It's just finding the way that it bestly works for everyone. And I hope now whoever is listening to this as well has got inspired and remembering that they don't have to stay alone with if they're whatever they're struggling with the dance. And not just thinking, oh, because it's a hobby, it's okay how we do it. No, you can do it well, even if it's a hobby.
Yeah, exactly. Well said.
Yeah, I think it is this mentality of, oh, well, it's just my hobby, so it's okay, how do I do it? But I think everybody deserves the best. So you deserve the best to do it the best way that suits you and helps you doing it and continue doing it. So it's not on-off relationship, because like in normal relationships, it's not really good if we have on-off relationships. Sometimes. So, last question of you can have a chance to have the last say. So do you have anything what you would like to ask from me?
I always think when you do the choreographies, like where do you find the inspiration and the ideas for all this? Because you do a lot of different choreographies from different styles. So what's the inspiration for you? Where do you find your like way to do it, the ideas? And
yeah, I think it's a lot. I'm really music orientated person, so I think the music is a huge inspiration for me. Just finding a lot like the songs, what I also kind of want to use in the classes. But I think the bigger inspiration comes from the people. If I'm more and more understanding that I'm not hugely inspired if I don't know the people who I'm teaching. But more and more I get to know the people who I teach, or more clear the picture in my head of, even if I'm creating a performance, what kind of audience I would like this performance to be. The clearer it is, the more inspired I am. So I think my work is really related about the people who I'm doing it for. And so, yeah, I think that's where it all kind of comes from. And kind of seeing, if I think myself as a teacher, kind of seeing people when you all are moving and I see where everybody are, it kind of inspires me, like, oh, okay, they have a little bit difficulties with finding this type of a movement, or they find a little bit difficulties of finding this way to move. So then I try to create work or choreographs around that. So it's a hugely connected with the people. And that's why I think it's so much of this pandemic has been a lovely time, because I have had a honestly chance to get to know the people more. Because sometimes when you're just a teacher, maybe in some schools, and if you have in UK, there is this drop-in mentality that there's a lot of these drop-in classes. So sometimes you just see some person once and you might not see it for a few weeks, and then you see it again. So for me, it's really hard to get inspired. And I'm like, okay, how can I create something for this now? But when I see more and more the same people coming each week, or like with the program, working with all of you, it gives me a huge inspiration, because I think so much of whatever class I'm choreographing, I'm thinking of all of you, of okay, where you are, and how that dance style and that movement language can support you. And it's also this seasonal thing. I'm thinking a lot of what can energize us, because that's what dancing is for me. I like to advocate that it's the therapy for those different situations. And I think for myself, it's really hard, tough time this winter times when it gets colder and darker. I feel like I need more dance. So then it's the season is kind of giving me the inspiration of, okay, what do we need? But yeah, mostly it comes a lot from you all. Even if like I asked way back from you all of kind of your songs, what would you like to have? And even though that I didn't use all of those songs in the program or classes, it still kind of gave me inspiration of themes or movement or kind of topics, or yeah. So it kind of comes all around, and watching things or taking inspiration from games. But yeah, I could say mostly it comes from the people.
nice. Yeah, I noticed that you if I mention to you that I like Sampa, then I see Sampa classes. So it's really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it just makes me think a lot like, okay, there's a reason why I'm doing it, not just, but at the same time, it also challenges me, which is some of the things or topics or themes or music or something might have not been in my head first, but then when the inspiration is coming from your side, it's kind of like, oh, well, I can also then start to discover that with my body and with how would I like to express this, and then it comes another kind of a little game. I always think like dance is a little game that you just need to have a little bit more playful time with it.
Yes, I'm sorry, you have very good imagination.
But yeah, definitely there's sometimes at times that when you're just like choreographing a lot, you feel like you're repeating yourself. So then it's those moments of why I like to go back of some of my old choreographs and teach those for you, or to see of like, okay, what's kind of coming now back from these older ones. So yeah, it's just trying to keep it fresh. But yeah, inspiration definitely comes from you all.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Eveliina. Thank you so much for having me with this chat again. And yeah, and I could definitely hear and see the little bit of the difference, what has been kind of there for me. It was more of talking about the timing in there and how to kind of keep on going. But yeah, the biggest difference that I'm kind of hearing is also the bigger relationship with the dance, the side of that. I want to find how can I express this with my personality. And you were a little bit talking about that last time, but not so much that it has honestly felt like it is a bigger step that you are now kind of experiencing, and it's being more important for you, which is exciting to see where is it going to take you. But thank you so much for joining and sharing your thoughts and your journey. And thank you for everybody who's listening. And if you have any questions, you're welcome to put them on the chat there, wherever you're listening. And yeah, we hope that everybody finds their back in dancing. And yeah, it's never too late to start or continuing. Just find a way and find your support. But thank you so much, everybody. And we will continue soon again with our podcast. Thank you.
Thank you.